At the end of the day, I'm here to help entrepreneurs design brands that guide them to seven-figure success. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to a Brand Doctor live stream. I am your host, Henry Kaminski Jr., the Brand Doctor from UniqueDesignz.net, and we are going to be talking about this question that happens to slide into my DMs quite often. So I want to keep this conversation, since this is a live stream, I want to keep the dialogue two-way. So if you have comments, questions, make sure that you drop them in the comments below, and I could field them here. And get you featured on the screen as well. But the question that I typically get a lot is, can you give me feedback on my logo? And I'm very hesitant to do that for several reasons. And I'm going to share those reasons with you today, because it's very important that we pay attention to this. But I have a question for you before we get started. Have you ever seen one of those Facebook posts, or have you ever seen one of those Instagram posts that somebody says, here's 3 options of my new logo. Which one should I choose? I just sit there and I say to myself, oh man, get ready for the overwhelm and get ready for the arbitrary feedback that doesn't really mean anything unless their ideal clients are responding. So let's talk about this for a second, right? When I get the question, can you give me feedback on my logo? Here are some of the questions that I ask myself, and I would ask them before I put myself in a position of authority or any credibility whatsoever to give them advice or give them the feedback. So it's very hard for me to answer that question when, one, I don't know the objective behind wanting a new logo or needing a new logo. Chris Green says, these posts should never exist. I'm with you, dude. Bob B says, it's like trying to pick a book cover without reading the book. Yes, exactly. Right? So getting back to question number one, what is the objective behind needing a new logo or wanting a new logo? Question number 2 is, why do you want a new logo, and what are you trying to do with it? What are you trying to do with it? What's the goal? Right? Is it for a refresh or a rebrand, or are you moving into a new market segment, or whatever the case may be? There could be a laundry list of things, but I'm just going to give you the questions to start asking yourself. Okay. The next one is, what do you want the logo to do for you? And then the next question is, how are you going to know if this logo is any good or not? What are the metrics of success behind this logo? Is it going to get press? Is it not? Like, okay, you see where I'm going with this. The next question I would ask is, if you're showing me a bunch of different logo concepts, how did you get to these concepts? How did you get here? Like, what's the strategy behind the design? Where are we going? Because if you don't know how you got there, then how could I give you any sort of advice or any sort of feedback on your logo? The other thing that I want to bring up is this. Who are you designing the logo for? Right? And I'm not talking, if you're a designer, your client. I'm talking about your client's client. So, and I'm using a logo here, for example, but you can do website, you could insert funnel, you could insert fill in the blank with the creative, but who are you designing it for? Okay. What do they want? What do they need? What are they expecting? Because if you don't know that, then it doesn't matter. Nothing matters. I always say this to my brand accelerator clients, and sometimes it may raise the hair on their arms, but sometimes I got to give it to, not sometimes, I give it to you straight. I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. And for those folks that have been watching me for some time, you know that I'm gonna just straight shoot it to you. Nobody cares that you like the color blue. Nobody cares that you like that font selection. Nobody cares. Your customers care about themselves. Your customers care about what they like and what they want. So if you're not designing the logo for them, you are missing the target. So it's not about what Henry Kaminski likes. It's not about what you like. It's not about what your wife or husband likes or your daughter, unless they're your ideal clients. Always putting that in there. Ask the market that you're trying to serve. Or pay attention, guys. The strategy to get you there is super important, right? This is what Bob B says. Branding design can only really happen after you try to define what your brand says and who it says that to. Correct. Okay. So as much as I want to give you feedback when you ask me this question, I can't. And I thought I just broke the internet again. Yeah, you froze that. Now I'm back. Yeah, we are having some interesting weather today, and I think that's probably why I'm going in and out. So appreciate you guys for hanging in there. Let me know if you can hear me and see me again back in the comments. And I think we'll be good to go. And I'm going to wrap this up soon anyway, because I think I'm making my point clear. But Dr. Graffo says, like Haviv, the designer of NBC logo, said, a logo is for represent, not to communicate, to represent the value of the brand. And for that, the value comes first and the logo later. Yes. Amen to that. Joshua Easter says you're back. Okay, cool. All right. Excellent. Beautiful. So I want to stress this point, when you're going to build a logo or design anything for your brand, pay attention to these questions, and I'll recap because of the blackout, right? But what is the objective for this logo? Why do you want a new logo or need a new logo? What do you want this logo to do for you? What are the metrics of success that are going to deem this logo a hit? Who is this logo being designed for? So who is I hate to use the word avatar, but who is the client profile? The next question is, what's the strategy that got you to this logo design? How did you get here? And then to drill down the point, We must design the logo for our customers, not ourselves. And that's a tough pill to swallow for some, because we want what we want. But where we're going to get bit in the ass is when nobody buys from us because they can't resonate with the look, the feel, the messaging, the experience, the connection. So that's why I say, and Diddy, your ears might be ringing here, but this is why I say strategy is so important when it comes to designing anything for your business. That's the bottom line. And I'm going to leave you with this because it's so important. I'm a huge believer of the philosophy of measuring twice and cutting once. Measure twice and cut once. And if you're going to do anything for your business, do it right. You deserve it. Your business deserves it. Your clients deserve it. Peter's funny. The worst feedback on a logo design. Let me ask my dad and see if he likes it. Yeah, it's insane. It's insane. So, it comes with experience, guys. When I was doing logos 14 years ago, I was taking the feedback that I got from the client, and I was just a commodity. I was just a button pusher, a pixel pusher, they call it, right? So I get it. But fast forward 14 years later, I think I would slow my roll before I would dive into answering that question. Can you give me feedback on my logo? Everyone goes through that phase. Yeah. Richard, exactly. It's part of the journey. It's part of the journey, right? Diddy's laughing. She gets it. She gets it. All right. So I have a huge clubhouse room that I am doing in 20 minutes. We have a couple pro athletes on the panel today. It's going to be really cool. We're going to be talking about entrepreneurship and mindset. And it's going to be a killer room. If you guys are on Clubhouse, make sure you're following me at the brand DR. Tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, I have celebrity chef Fabio Viviani and $1 billion exit Cindy Eckert. She developed the Viagra for women and sold that business and for over $1 billion and bought it back for pennies on the dollar, and now she's doing some amazing things. So if you want to check those rooms out today on Clubhouse, they're going to be pretty awesome. So one's at 9 p.m. Eastern, the other one's at 2 p.m. Eastern. And it's going to be some amazing stuff. So I got to wrap up and get ready for that. But I just wanted to share this message with you today because it's so powerful to pay attention to the importance of designing anything for your business and going through the right steps. That's why you'll always hear me say, diagnose and discover first before you could prescribe anything. So before we go, I just want to share a quick little message with you, and then I'll catch you on the backside and we'll wrap this up. If you're a business owner who feels your branding isn't truly representing the value that you deliver, check out this free video training that will help you level up your brand's messaging and online presence so that you can start attracting higher quality clients. Visit www.uniquedesignz with a Z at the end, not an S, .net/level up my branding. So BP's over there on YouTube, and I appreciate you hanging in there, buddy. Yeah, we had some technical difficulties before, but we are back. And I am about to wrap this up, though. So appreciate you guys joining live. Like, this is some fun stuff. I got some housekeeping stuff that I want to share with you. We are live streaming this in my group, my Facebook group as well. Industry experts that want to scale from 6 to 7 figures and beyond. I highly recommend you head over there to Facebook and just type in the Brand Doctors Hangout and come into this Facebook group. We have over 700 people in it now. It's growing rapidly. We're doing trainings in there. I'm going to be doing some stuff in the evenings now because there's so much that I want to give to you guys. I don't have enough time in my day during the day to do it. So I'm going to start doing some evening stuff as well. Trainings and deeper trainings, right? One of the things I'm seeing on Clubhouse that's a little bit annoying is there's a lot of advice being given and there's not enough time to go deeper into that person's pain point. And so I'm bringing a lot of my Clubhouse audience over to my Facebook group because there I could go as deep as I want. If I want to do an hour live stream training, I could do that. I can't necessarily do that if I'm on Clubhouse on somebody else's panel, right? Or if I'm in my own room and I have other panelists with me, right? So I want to make sure that we go super deep on things and I can bring up visuals and things like that on the live stream. So Richard Pine says, what's the name of the group? If you just type in, Richard, the Brand Doctors Hangout, it'll come right up. And Dr. Graffo says, Henry, how do you define strategy with your years of experience? That's a great question. And then we'll wrap this up. So strategy is how to get from point A to point B, right? So that is how I define strategy. It's the how-to, right? That's it. Very simple. Very simple. It's defining the problem and working backwards to get it. Yeah, Joshua Easter. That's the name of the Facebook group as well. So yeah, you could get Brand Doctors Hangout or what Joshua just said, right? And that's it. That's a simple answer. It's a simple answer. You don't need to complicate the word strategy. It's taking the time to figure out what you want and how to get there. That's it. That's it. So we can go, there's so many more technical answers to that question, but that's it. When I bring my clients through the Brand Accelerator program, and whether we're designing a brand from scratch or rebranding a company or a brand or personal brand, there is a very thorough strategy process. We go through branding strategy, we go through marketing strategy, we go through business acceleration strategy, so that when they start to get momentum, they have the blueprint there. This is what we need to do next, right? But if you don't have the blueprints, AKA the strategy on how to get there, you're screwed. I always use this analogy. Would you go to war without a plan of attack? If the answer is no, then don't run your business that way. Before we launch anything here at Unique Designz, my team and I sit down and we stress test the strategy before we go to war. Because it's getting dirty out there. It's getting tougher and tougher out there. So we need to better prepare ourselves to build the longevity of our business. And that's why the get rich quick people and the people that just want to build a quick funnel and try to make a fast buck, they don't hear me. And they keep me at bay because my values and their values don't align. I'm building something here that's going to last my lifetime and maybe my son's lifetime. And that's what I'm helping my clients do. We're building legacy here. We're building a business that's going to go on that, so for Bob, for example, he's building a business that he can exit in 10 years. and him and his wife could live comfortably and start the next chapter of their life. That's the projects I want to build. That's exciting to me. When Bob and Colleen say to me, we just sold the business, that's where I'm going to celebrate. So these are the things that I want to work on. These are the projects that I'm serious about. It's not for a fast funnel. It's not for a quick logo. It's not for a bang it out website. I'm building people's futures. That's what I'm building. So if you're interested in that and you want help with that, there's no sense of doing it on your own. You don't have to. Then let's have a conversation. Let's have a serious conversation. I'm getting a little stern. I don't know if you guys follow me on email, but I'm getting a little bit more stern with my voice. Because when you entertain nonsense, you get more nonsense. And I see it because some of the low quality questions I get on Instagram, I don't even entertain them. I'm not trying to be rude, but I don't have the time. When I answer those low quality questions or those people where I know that they're tire kicking, that takes time away from the clients that really want to make the moves. I don't have time for it anymore. I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm very, very conscious of the value of my time. And I want you to be very conscious of the value of your time. The time's ticking, guys. We think we have more time than we have, but we don't. And I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm saying this to just keep it real with you. I heard Chris Doe say something yesterday. If you didn't do it today, why didn't you do it? Or something along those lines. Let me see. I think I have it on my phone here, but it rang a chord with me, and I wanted to share it. What did he say? If you can't do it today, if you can do it today, why didn't you do it? If you can do it today, why didn't you do it? So that one rang my bell. So I wanted to share that with you. I got to run. But I will be back later on this week. We have a podcast tomorrow, 10 a.m. With Mario. I think it's named Fornall. Nawfall. This guy is a powerhouse on Clubhouse. We're going to be talking about how to grow your influence on Clubhouse. This guy grew exponentially on Clubhouse. And I remember when he was a little guy on Clubhouse with a couple hundred followers. Now he's got like 50,000 followers, and it's been like a month. So he's been kicking some ass over there. So he's going to be on the podcast tomorrow. I'm going to be live streaming it. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. You'll get full access to it, first access to it. So that's about it, guys. I'm going to run. Have an amazing day. Hope you got value out of this one, guys. Drop down in the comments what your biggest takeaway of this conversation was, and I'll make sure that I get back to you. Appreciate all of you. Love you so much. The support has been overwhelming, and let's rock. Talk to you soon, guys.